one of the things we concentrate on at the community college is that you can't have a community without unity. And so from my perspective, what I have seen as an educator and the community college launching students into successful educational experiences and careers has been like second to none.
Hello, I'm your host, Laurie Schuster, Editor-in-Chief of SWE Magazine. Welcome to Diverse, a SWE podcast. Community colleges are often seen as a stepping stone, but for many women in STEM, they're much more than that. At the community college level, future engineers can build their technical skills, form communities, and grow their networks. In fact, one of the programs we'll talk about today, Swing for SWE, is helping women build connections on the golf course, a space where many professional relationships are formed, but that doesn't always feel accessible to women. I'm joined today by two guests. Nichole Neal is an engineering faculty member and advisor at Chandler-Gilbert Community College in Arizona. Nichole received the 2023 SWE Outstanding Faculty Advisor Award, and we recently featured her in the article Community College Educators Make a Difference in the winter 2025 issue of SWE Magazine. And Kellie Phong is an electrical engineer who started her higher education journey at the community college level. She served as president of her SWE affiliate or section twice, first at Chandler-Gilbert Community College and then again at Arizona State University. And today, Kellie is a regional sales manager at Keysight Technologies. And as a statistic, the 1,026 community colleges in the United States alone educate 1.6 million STEM students each semester, according to 2023 data compiled in a report by the Community College Research Center at Teachers College at Columbia University. And those community college STEM students represent more than 1/4 of all U.S. STEM students. Kellie and Nichole, I look forward to learning more about how community colleges are shaping engineering careers and how initiatives like Swing for SWE are creating more access for underrepresented groups. Welcome to Diverse.
Thank you for having us, Laurie.
Yeah, we're super excited.
Great. To start, can each of you introduce yourself and share a moment or experience that really shaped your trajectory in engineering? Nichole, you can start us off.
Okay, I'm going to start by just thanking SWE and the Diverse Podcast for this opportunity. I'm very honored. Let me address your question in reverse by actually sharing the experience that shaped my STEM journey. While in middle school, I was invited by a friend of mine to attend a STEM weekend at Purdue University, where they were trying to recruit more females in engineering. And being a first generation college student, I knew that I wanted to attend college, but I really didn't know what to go into other than teaching, because those were the professionals that I had the most experience with. And a lot of my math teachers, they try to encourage me to become a teacher as well. But after that weekend, I learned that because I was good in math and I liked science, that engineering was definitely an option for me. Being a first generation college student, one of the biggest concerns that I had was my ability to pay for college. And then once I got out of college, I knew I was going to have to take out student loans, which I was willing to do to invest in myself if I was going to be able to actually make a living wage where I could pay for student loans and then also have a quality of life. So once being introduced to engineering and understanding that, yeah, I have the aptitude to do this, and then, of course, the salary that it would command, I knew that engineering was definitely a career path that I should probably choose as a first generation college student. So I began my educational journey at GMI Engineering and Management Institute, which is now Kettering University, located in Flint, Michigan, where I earned a bachelor's of science in electrical engineering and a master's of Science and Manufacturing Systems Engineering. I began my career in the automotive industry in operations. I believe because my parents were both blue collar workers. And once again, being a first generation college student, the diverse group of people I met on the manufacturing floor felt more comfortable for me than in an office setting. So from there, in working in automotive, I eventually, due to the relationships that I built, ended up transitioning to the public sector, being offered a job as the director of engineering for a mid-sized K through 12 school district in Ohio, where I helped to manage a $600 million capital improvement project with the state of Ohio. From there, my family transitioned to Arizona. My husband works in aerospace, where I had to start all over again. I had the opportunity to work on a couple of casino projects as a project manager through an engineering firm. And then the market crashed in 2010. Construction went flat. And that began my journey, launched my journey into education. So I came full circle from what my teachers were suggesting that I become a teacher. And the recession launched me into the community college as a adjunct professor at Chandler-Gilbert Community College. So everything always comes full circle.
Isn't that so true? That's such a great story.
Thank you.
Kellie, what about you?
Hello, everyone. My name is Kellie Phong, and I'm a regional sales manager for Keysight. So I actually went to school longer than most. I have an associate's and 3 bachelor's degrees. I actually attended Arizona State University first, and that's when I got my first 2 bachelors, one in marketing and the other in sustainability. However, during that time, I had a few setbacks that I had to deal with. And 2 years after graduation, after struggling to find a job, I decided to restart my academic journey at Chandler-Gilbert Community College. And that's where I met Nichole. And that's when I also got my associates in engineering and then my bachelor's in electrical engineering. A moment that kind of shaped my STEM journey, like there are so many of them, and Nichole is in a whole bunch of them. But I will share the beginning moments. It was my biology professor. It was my first semester at community college. And she asked me what degree I was pursuing. And at the time, it was dental hygiene. And she had then asked me if I'd considered maybe becoming a doctor or an engineer. I'm also a first-generation college student. I didn't get a lot of encouragement to pursue a lot of things. My parents did encourage me to become a doctor. And I was just like, I don't think that's for me. I'm not really good with blood. It didn't really click with me until my Calc 1 professor then also asked me the same thing. Like, have you considered being a doctor or an engineer? So then I found myself amongst people who saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. So they're a huge part of why I pursued my engineering degree.
Those teachers can be so important and so critical in our trajectories.
Absolutely.
It's great that we have both the faculty and alumna perspectives when it comes to community colleges on this episode. Can you share how you have seen community colleges serve as a launchpad for success, either from your own perspective as an educator or as a student? Let's start with Kellie this time.
So I've had the unique experience of experiencing freshman level classes at university and at community college. I remember at ASU, the lecture halls, there were 200, 300 plus students. It was loud. It was very intimidating. There are many times where, you just go to class, you don't say hi to the professor because maybe you're sitting in the back today because you showed up late. But at Chandler-Gilbert, the average classroom size, I would say, was 20 students. It gave a better opportunity to talk to the people around you, to even, I'm putting my stuff away in my backpack as I'm leaving, and the professor will be there. I'm like, hey, how's your day? It was just easier to just build a relationship that way. And so I'm going to say, my grades at Chandler-Gilbert at community college, they were phenomenal. I had the opportunity to just really sit down. They were always checking in on me. Not to say that the ones at university didn't. I just think that they're just not set up for that level of close relationship with students since they have so many students. When I transferred to ASU, my grades kind of took a dip. But, if I could take my classes at community college all the time, I would have definitely chosen that.
Yeah, that personal relationship often makes such a difference.
Yes, I agree with Kellie full-heartedly, but from the front of the classroom perspective, I could not imagine teaching at a university as large as Arizona State University because of losing the personable skills. I'm a very personable person, concentrating on mainly research and grant writing. That's great. That's wonderful. But there's a quote that I really like, and it says, the reward is in the journey. And having the ability to experience the journeys of students, phenomenal students like Kellie, who are returning, more your non-traditional and also your traditional students, whether it's because, they have to work and go to school. And so financially, the community college is serving them, or because, they're coming into college with, some deficiencies in maybe math or science or English. The community college affords them the opportunity to build those skills or to work and go to school at the same time. So I am just really humbled by the number of stories and the people that I have been able to meet. Community, of course, one of the things we concentrate on at the community college is that you can't have a community without unity. And so from my perspective, what I have seen as an educator and the community college launching students into successful educational experiences and careers has been like second to none. And I'm just very fortunate at this point in my career that I'm able to experience all of the opportunities in such a small, intimate space the community colleges offer for students.
It sounds like a perfect venue for you because you really want to teach the students yourself and to get to know them and help them as much as possible. So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I want to switch gears and get into the Swing for SWE initiative, which is an annual golf tournament sponsored by 3 SWE sections and affiliates, the SWE Phoenix section and the student section at both of your schools. Nichole, when it was launched, who could participate and why was it created?
So let me start with why it was created. One of my biggest decisions that I made when I transitioned from industry to academia was not just to educate or share my work journey or professional journey with the students of everything that worked, everything that went well, and how awesome I am, but I wanted to show them my card. I wanted to be vulnerable and share some opportunities that I did not take advantage of, that I believe could help them. And one of those opportunities that I did not take advantage of are invitations to go play golf on Fridays with my peers, with my managers, with customers, with suppliers, what have you. This was all considered, on company time because we're out discussing business on the golf course and getting to know one another. But I never accepted the offer because I didn't know how to play golf. And it's very embarrassing, swinging at, this little 2-inch, 3-inch ball and missing it. And all of your colleagues and your managers and your executives watching you. I mean, I'm like, I couldn't stomach that.
I get that.
Which is what keeps a lot of people, and specifically women, from trying new things, in the corporate environment. I felt like, now that I graduated, I need to always present perfect. That's another lesson learned that I really wanted to transition and express to my students. So when I became the residential faculty at Chandler-Gilbert and then started the SWE affiliate, which happens to be the first affiliate at a community college in the state of Arizona. And so that was in 2020. And so Kellie and the other 6 officers, I pitched to them. Kellie was our first president of that SWE affiliate. I pitched to them an idea that I had where we would bring college students, industry professionals, and college faculty, administrators, or staff together to play 9 holes of golf, best ball, to network on the golf course and to give collegiates an opportunity to learn the game of golf as a networking skill or networking tool as they transition into industry, because I didn't want them to have the same experience as I did. So we started conversations and then talked to our college administrators, and they were for it and, just trying to work out all the policies and things like that. Well, Kellie the next year ended up transitioning over to ASU to complete her last 2 years of her bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. And she became the director of industry relations for the SWE section at Arizona State University. And so that was, when I tell you things just work themselves out, and I don't even know if Kellie was intentional or strategic in knowing that, okay, this is the position that I'm going to do, but I'll let her. She may, because she is a very strategic person, individual. But with that I had to weigh in to discuss this with the SWE section at Arizona State at ASU. We met with their advisors, met with the president and Kellie in 2021, and we started planning for Swing for SWE so that we could drive women together on the golf course. And my biggest thing with them was that I wanted to impress upon students, you don't have to be perfect like I wanted to be perfect. You just have to be brave to do something different. And so that's how Swing for SWE was started.
Kellie, I'll let you take it up from there. You were involved in bringing Swing for SWE to life at the four-year university level. What was that like, and what impact did the initiative have on you in terms of confidence, networking, and your career path?
Yeah, first I want to say running for Director of Industry Relations was strategy, but I was running for Director of K through 12 Outreach. That was my number one pick. But it was because that I had mentioned my passion for the Swing for SWE event, and I did bring up the importance of networking, and I thought that that would be something that students should have access to. That's when the nomination committee, they're like, Kellie, we think you'd be really great for industry relations, which they were not wrong. And I'm really glad it happened that way. With Swing for SWE, it has encouraged me to, like what Nichole said, be brave, not perfect. I have already been told of golf outings with some coworkers. I want to participate, but I have not been invited yet. But I do know that I am ready. I'm not perfect because I know, when we first started Swing for SWE, I had not golfed in any aspect of my life. I've never seen it. So I definitely needed those lessons. And I want to say it also translates to different outings that my company has done. We've done salsa. A lot of people at my work, they play cricket. I've never salsaed. I don't know a thing about cricket, but it has encouraged me to branch myself out there and to join. And I've made a lot of good friends. I've networked with a lot more people. So being in Swing for SWE and learning, it's okay to take up space in these places. It's definitely helped boost my confidence to participate and meet newer people at work.
That totally makes sense. Nichole and Kellie, this has been a great discussion. As we wrap up, could you each give one piece of advice to women who are entering engineering right now, especially those starting at a community college? What would that be?
I would say my advice for students starting at a community college, whether that be female or male, is to let college be your playground. While you're there, not only learn the technical skills and the curriculum that you are pursuing, but also take advantage of the clubs and organizationals so that you can learn a lot of the soft skills that are needed in industry, and that is becoming more and more required. At a higher level, because we are working in virtual and remote environments. And then we have artificial intelligence coming into play where, we're able to ask questions, not to individuals, but, to a large language model. So now having soft skills or personable skills, that's almost becoming just as valuable as your technical skills. I'm hearing that more and more from industry leaders for our engineering advisory committee that we hold meetings with annually. One of the first questions that they ask us after we talk about our curriculum and all the tools, the engineering tools that we introduce students to, and the statics and the circuits and thermodynamics and so on and so on and so on. So they're like, do you do team projects? Can they work with other people? And if you let college be your playground and you get bold and you leave enough time where you can participate outside of the classroom, you'll gain a lot of the soft skills that will transfer naturally to industry, including like, again, what Kellie did, and she is the co-founder of Swing for SWE, and how she not only came back to college, the community college, but she became a member of the community and really helped shape not just her own life or her own journey, but the journey for the students that are now experiencing Swing for SWE. We just ended our 5th year a few weeks ago. We always have the Swing for SWE the last Friday in March to conclude Women's History Month. And what Kellie did, like by spending her time, by being intentional outside of the classroom and developing new events such as Swing for SWE, she has given a whole nother generation of female engineers motivation and the excitement. And I just wish everyone could experience after golf, when we are doing our acknowledgments, the feedback that we're getting from the students and the industry professionals on how much fun that they had, and the connections and some of the opportunities where people have gotten internships from this event. They've been given opportunities from faculty where they have offered to write letters of recommendations for students. That's what community is about.
Absolutely.
So be brave, not perfect. Go outside of your comfort zone while you're getting your education. Let it be your playground.
My advice kind of ties into what Nichole was saying. Wherever you're going, whatever you choose to do, you're not alone. Like, your life is in your hands. Like, if you're in a small classroom setting, make friends, talk to your professors. They're like 5 feet in front of you. Sit at different tables, ask people how they're doing. Maybe you want to compare your homework together. There's so many people out there, and it's easy to be by yourself behind a phone or a laptop screen. But we are, there, and we can all support each other in our goals. Like, I'm so grateful that Nichole was my intro to engineering professor and now have a friend for life. We will always be united with Swing for SWE, and just, our friendship in general is just so amazing. I'm super grateful for her, and she's changed my life. And you just never know who's out there waiting to support you if you don't say hi to them. Yeah, it all starts with the hi.
Absolutely. Wow. Thank you again for taking the time to talk about the Swing for SWE program, as well as your thoughts on community college and how that can enhance students' experience as they go through their STEM journey. It sounds like the event not only offers some skills that engineers might need down the line in their careers, but offers just on its own an opportunity for networking and community building. What a great program.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us also, Lori.
Well, thanks for joining us. I'm Laurie Schuster, and from all of us at SWE, thanks for listening.